The future is now. 3 tech breakthroughs that shocked 2026. Imagine a world where your thoughts control machines before you even speak a word. In early 2026, scientists in Zurich successfully transmitted a complete human memory directly into a digital cloud storage unit without any surgical intervention. This was not science fiction dreaming or a Hollywood movie plot designed to scare children at night. This was a verified event that changed the trajectory of our entire species forever. The implications of this single breakthrough ripple through every corner of modern society and challenge what we believe to be real. You are about to discover 3 specific technological explosions that occurred just months ago and reshaped our future overnight. These are not minor updates to your phone software or slightly faster internet connections for streaming videos. These are fundamental shifts in the fabric of reality as we have known it for centuries. Prepare yourself, because nothing you learned in school or saw on the news last year prepares you for this. The pace of change has accelerated beyond our wildest expectations and left many experts completely speechless with awe. We will dive deep into the mechanics of these miracles and explore how they will affect your daily life soon. You need to understand these changes now before they become so common that we forget life without them. The first story involves the human brain and its newfound ability to merge seamlessly with artificial intelligence networks globally. The second tale reveals an energy source that pulls power straight from the vacuum of space itself without fuel. Our final journey takes us into the realm of biological immortality, where aging is no longer an inevitable fate for anyone. Each section builds upon the last to create a picture of a world that is both terrifying and incredibly exciting. Stay with me until the very end, because the final revelation might change how you view your own existence today. The clock is ticking, and the future is arriving faster than any of us could have ever predicted before now. The first major breakthrough that sent shockwaves through the global community involves the direct neural interface known as Project Monocity. Researchers achieved a stable connection between the human cortex and external quantum servers using only non-invasive light pulses. This means no chips were implanted into brains and no wires pierced through skin or bone during the procedure. A volunteer in late 2025 recalled a childhood memory of baking bread with her grandmother in vivid detail. That specific memory was extracted, digitized, and then uploaded into a secure server located thousands of miles away in seconds. Days later, a different person downloaded that exact memory and experienced it as if it were their own lived experience. They smelled the flour and felt the warmth of the oven, just as the original woman had felt decades ago. This technology eliminates the barrier between individual minds and allows for the true sharing of human experience on a massive scale. Doctors are already using this system to help patients recover lost memories after traumatic brain injuries or severe strokes occur. Therapists can now step inside the mind of a patient to understand their pain, rather than just hearing words about it. The ethical debates are raging fire-hot across every continent as people question the nature of privacy and selfhood today. If someone can download your happiest moment, do they own a piece of your soul or just data points? Hackers are already trying to find ways to steal memories or insert false ones into unsuspecting victims around the world. Governments are scrambling to write laws that can keep up with a technology that moves faster than legislation ever could. Imagine a courtroom where a jury does not hear testimony, but actually experiences the crime from the perspective of the witness directly. The potential for justice is enormous, yet the risk of manipulation threatens the very foundation of our legal systems globally. Education will never be the same again, since students can download complex skills like languages or mathematics instantly. Why spend years learning calculus when you can purchase the understanding of a master mathematician in a few minutes? The gap between the rich and the poor could widen into an unbridgeable chasm based on who can afford better memories. Those with money might buy genius-level intellects, while others struggle with their natural-born cognitive limitations forever. This creates a societal divide that is far more profound than any economic inequality we have seen in history books. Yet the beauty of connecting minds cannot be ignored, as it fosters empathy on a level previously impossible for humans. Wars might become less likely when soldiers can feel the suffering of their enemies as deeply as their own comrades. We stand on the precipice of a new era where the concept of the individual self begins to blur significantly. The lines between you and me may soon become as fluid as water flowing between two connected vessels in a stream. This neural revolution is just the beginning of a cascade of changes that will redefine humanity itself very soon. As we process the weight of merging minds, another discovery emerges that promises to solve our energy crisis completely. While minds were merging across the globe, a quiet team in the Arctic Circle unlocked the secret to infinite clean energy. They developed a device capable of harvesting zero-point energy from the quantum fluctuations of empty space itself. For decades, physicists theorized that the vacuum of space was not truly empty, but filled with potential energy waiting to be tapped. In January 2026, a prototype generator produced enough electricity to power a small city without any fuel input whatsoever. The machine hummed softly with a blue glow that seemed to pulse in rhythm with the heartbeat of the universe around it. No smoke billowed from stacks, and no radioactive waste needed to be stored in underground bunkers for thousands of years. The implications for climate change are immediate and staggering, as fossil fuels become obsolete almost overnight globally. Oil companies are facing an existential threat that no amount of lobbying or marketing can possibly stop or slow down now. Electricity bills could drop to near zero, making life affordable for billions of people who currently struggle to survive daily. Industries that were once limited by high energy costs can now expand without worrying about the price of power rising. Desalination plants can turn ocean water into fresh drinking water for drought-stricken regions without costing a fortune to run. Vertical farms can grow food year-round in skyscrapers using artificial light powered by this limitless energy source. Transportation systems will evolve rapidly as electric vehicles gain ranges of thousands of miles on a single charge cycle. Air travel could become completely carbon neutral as planes draw power from the air rather than burning jet fuel reserves. Space exploration enters a golden age where ships can travel for years without needing to carry heavy fuel tanks. The dream of colonizing Mars or the moons of Jupiter becomes a realistic goal within our lifetime rather than a distant fantasy. However, the transition will not be smooth as powerful interests fight desperately to maintain their grip on old energy markets. Sabotage and espionage are already being reported at research facilities where this technology is being developed and refined constantly. Nations that control this technology first will hold unprecedented leverage over the global geopolitical landscape for generations to come. There is a race underway to mass-produce these generators before the current economic order collapses under the weight of change. Communities must prepare for a shift that will disrupt jobs in coal mines and oil rigs across the entire planet. Retraining programs and social safety nets need to be established immediately to support workers displaced by this energy revolution. The environmental benefits are undeniable as air quality improves dramatically in cities choked by smog and pollution today. Children born in the next decade may never know a world where breathing dirty air was a normal part of life. This abundance of power unlocks human potential in ways we are only just beginning to imagine and explore fully. With energy no longer a constraint, the focus shifts to the ultimate limitation that has plagued humanity since the dawn of time. The third and perhaps most personal breakthrough addresses the biological clock that ticks inside every living cell on Earth. Scientists have identified a method to reset the epigenetic markers that cause our bodies to age and deteriorate over time. This is not merely extending life by a few years through better diet or exercise routines alone. This is a fundamental reprogramming of cellular function that turns back the hands of time, biologically speaking. Clinical trials in mid-2026 showed participants reversing their biological age by 20 years in just 6 months. Wrinkles faded away, and gray hair returned to its original color as organs regenerated and healed themselves naturally. Diseases like Alzheimer's and heart failure were not just treated, but completely erased from the medical histories of patients. The idea of death as an inevitability is being challenged by data that suggests aging is simply a treatable condition now. People who were once confined to wheelchairs are walking, running, and even dancing with the vitality of their youth restored. The psychological impact of knowing you could live for centuries is causing a shift in how people plan their futures.
Careers are no longer linear paths ending at retirement, but become cyclical journeys of learning and reinvention endlessly. Relationships may evolve as couples face the prospect of spending hundreds of years together instead of just a few decades. Overpopulation concerns are being raised by demographers who worry about the strain on resources if nobody dies naturally anymore. Ethical questions arise regarding who gets access to this treatment and whether it should be a universal right or a luxury. The cost of initial treatments is high, but history shows that medical technologies eventually become cheap and accessible to all. Religious institutions are grappling with theological questions about the sanctity of life and the natural order of birth and death. Philosophers debate whether an endless life would lose its meaning or if it would allow for greater accumulation of wisdom. Art and culture could flourish as creators have centuries to master their crafts and push boundaries further than ever before. Exploration of the deep oceans and outer space becomes more appealing when you have centuries to dedicate to such long voyages. The fear of missing out diminishes when you know there's plenty of time to experience everything the world has to offer. Yet the risk of stagnation exists if societies become too afraid to take risks when life is effectively infinite. Innovation might slow down if the urgency driven by mortality disappears from the human psyche completely. Balancing the gift of longevity with the drive to achieve and create will be the great challenge of our coming age. We must ensure that extra years are filled with purpose and passion, rather than just endless existence without direction. The convergence of these three technologies creates a synergy that propels us into a future brighter than we dared hope. These three breakthroughs are not isolated events, but interconnected threads weaving a new tapestry for human civilization.
The energy to power the neural interfaces comes from the zero-point generators humming quietly in the background everywhere. The extended lifespans give us the time necessary to master the complexities of our merged consciousness and expanded realities. We are standing at the threshold of a transformation that rivals the discovery of fire or the invention of the wheel. The choices we make in the next few years will determine whether this future is a utopia or a dystopia for all. It is up to us to guide these technologies with wisdom and compassion, rather than greed and fear controlling our actions. You have the power to influence this future by staying informed and engaging in the conversations shaping our collective destiny today. Do not let the speed of change overwhelm you, but embrace it as an opportunity to grow and evolve significantly. Ask questions and demand transparency from leaders who hold the keys to these powerful tools in their hands right now. Connect with others who share your vision for a world where technology serves humanity rather than enslaving it completely. The future is not something that happens to us, but something we create together with every decision we make daily. Let curiosity be your guide as you navigate this brave new world unfolding before our very eyes right now. Keep learning and keep questioning, because the answers will lead us to heights we have never reached before in history. Your journey into this amazing future starts today with the knowledge you have gained from this story shared here. Go forth and be part of the generation that turned the impossible into the everyday reality for everyone, everywhere.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell.